HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of HCAM News. I'm HCAM News Director Tom Nappy, here to fill you in with what's happening in Hopkinton. On today's edition of HCAM News, we have the latest select board happenings, latest in Hiller sports, plus much more. But first, we have the results of the 2025 Boston Marathon. The 129th Boston Marathon took place on Monday, April 21st, and featured about 31,000 runners. It was a nice sunny day with temperatures in the high 60s, low 70s. The men's race winner was John Career of Kenya with a time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, 45 seconds. Women's race winner was Sharon Lokedi of Kenya with a time of 2:17:22. Lokedi finished just 19 seconds ahead of second place and last year's winner, Helen Obiri of Kenya. The men's wheelchair race was once again won by Marcel Hug of Switzerland with a time of 1:21:34. Hug, known as the Silver Bullet, captured his 8th career Boston Marathon win. The women's wheelchair race was won by Susanna Scaroni of the United States with a time of 1:35:20. Scaroni also won the Boston Marathon in 2023. The men's hand cycle race was won by Alfredo de los Santos of the Dominican Republic with a time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, 35 seconds. De los Santos captured his second Boston Marathon title after winning his first in 2022. The women's hand cycle race was won by Joanne Outen Kenton of the United States with a time of 1:42:57. This year was her first win at the Boston Marathon. Hopkinton residents Pat O'Brien and Jean Can were invited to assist in starting a couple of the runner waves during this year's Boston Marathon. Hello, everybody, and right now we are joined by the Hopkinton Hillers girls varsity track and field coach, Jean Can. Jean, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So congratulations on uh, being one of the Boston Marathon starters. I think it's well-deserved recognition. Uh, for great community members such as yourself. How was the experience?
It was very cool. It was definitely a different perspective. I volunteered for many years and I've been a part of the marathon committee since I believe 2011. So I've worked all year on the marathon committee and then on marathon day, I'm always at the information booth on the Common. Um, and previously, before I had kids, I used to coach one of the running clubs for the Boston Athletic Association, and I also have written bios for wheelchair athletes for the press room and written some articles for the Boston Marathon program. And for the 100th Boston Marathon, I used to officiate track and field meets, and I got to officiate one of the corrals for the 100th marathon. So starting was something I hadn't done, and it was neat to see that perspective. And I had several Hopkinton alum running, and I used to coach at Brandeis University too, and I had a few alum who ran there who were also competing. And I got to see. I saw Olivia Jones. I missed most people going past, but I did see Olivia Jones, who graduated in 20 I think 2021. So so it was fun to see her. And I didn't I started wave three, and I knew a lot of people in wave two and wave four and a couple in wave one, and I thought I only knew one in wave three. But I was surprised by a old friend of my husband's who has stayed here a few times. She's got a really cool story. She's just overcome a lot, and she was like a 240 marathon runner in her prime, but she's in her 50s now and still running sometimes under 3:30. And she wasn't originally planning to run, but she just decided to come out. She lives in California and flew out and ran. And so I got up on the platform and she called my name, and I got to give her a shout out right in the front row. So,
That's terrific. For
yeah.
those that don't know, could you explain what a starter does at the marathon?
Sure. You're holding a starter's pistol, which has blanks, and it's it's just the signal to have the wave start. So it's all timed very precisely. Dave McGilvery, who orchestrates everything, is just amazing, and the amount of detail he goes into. But there's a countdown clock, and there's actually somebody next to each starter, crouched down with his he holds your left elbow if you're right-handed, holding the starter's pistol out, and um, he tells you when it's about 15 seconds and 10 seconds, and then when it's time he squeezes your elbow and you shoot it at that exact minute, and that's a signal for everybody to head to Boston.
That's terrific. So yeah, congratulations on that. That must have been so fun. What a great experience. What a great day it was
It was
to have the
beautiful.
marathon.
It
Yeah,
was probably the best balance of perfection for spectators and for runners that I've seen, because a lot of years when it's good for spectators, it's too hot for the runners, and um, if it's good running conditions, sometimes it's too cold for spectators. But it was a pretty ideal balance this year.
Hopkinton Fire Chief Gary Doherty introduced the new Deputy Chief Scott Jurassic and new Lieutenant John D. Rivera to the community at the April 22nd Select Board meeting.
First, I'd like to introduce Deputy Chief Scott Jurassic. He began his career as a call firefighter in Hopkinton in 2001. He became a permanent firefighter in 2003 and spent 22 years in the department, 15 years as a lieutenant. Scott holds a degree in fire science. He's an accredited Massachusetts fire chief. He holds both a Fire Officer 1 and Fire Officer 2 certification. He's a member of our technical rescue team. In 2022, he was honored with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Firefighter of the Year Award. As a shift lieutenant, Scott managed the daily operations for his group, and on multiple times that I've been out of town, he filled in as the acting fire chief. One time he's even had to handle a multi-day incident involving multiple agencies and multiple town departments. Over the past 2 years, he has led major projects, including serving as the fire department's liaison to dispatch. He helped implement our ProPhoenix. He managed all our data conversion into ProPhoenix, helped roll out the station alerting system, and he's currently working with facilities to oversee our Station 1 and Station 2 renovations. Scott.
Great, thank you. Scott, anything you want to share with the board or the community as a whole?
I think he summed it up. I do have a little bit of a speech, but not long, because I'm not one for public talking, so.
It's multiple pages, folks. Go ahead,
Just
Scott.
one little cheat sheet, so I just wanted to thank my family and friends for their love and support over the years, especially to my wife Liz, my daughters Caitlin and Emily. A firefighter's life is never easy, or never easy on a family, but they've supported me more than they'll ever understand. I'd like to say thank you to all the firefighters, past and present, and all the past chiefs who made me who I am today. Special thank you to Chief Doherty for having the trust in me to be his next deputy.
Great, thank you. Gary, there's nothing we have to do here formally, correct? We don't have to vote this because you are a strong chief and you make this decision.
That's correct, sir.
Right? And Elaine, you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you have a pen that you do or something? Or I think we should do that one at a time as well, if that's okay.
Ed, right here. Would you like to bring up your wife and daughter? Sure.
Camera.
I'd like to introduce Lieutenant John DeVerera. John has been in the fire service since 2015. He joined the Hopkinton Fire Department in 2018 after serving with the West Boylston Fire Department. He's currently a firefighter paramedic and the department's EMS coordinator. As the EMS coordinator, he oversees our QA and QI program. He also managed the rollout of our medication infusion pumps and spearheaded our implementation of our active shooter bags. John holds a bachelor's degree in biochemistry from WPI. He's a certified paramedic, and he's a fire instructor 1 and fire officer 2. John will be assigned to the Group 3 as their shift lieutenant.
Great, thank you. Excellent. John,
Yes. Oh, remarks.
anything,
Tell us about yourself.
anything you'd like to share, John?
Well, I think kind of in the same thread as Deputy Jurassic, I'd like to thank my wife, Rachel, who's here tonight, my family, and my old group, Group 4, who, without their support, I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be who I am. So, a big thank you and shout out to them.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
Same questions, Chief. You get to make this decision. The board has nothing to do with it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Elaine, you concur?
I concur.
Great. Okay. Well, congratulations, and please go ahead with the pinning.
All right.
Try not to knock the nameplates over, John. You'll be ahead of You'll be the deputy next week if you don't knock them off.
Why don't we just do it now?
Great.
We are going to take a quick time out. A whole lot more HCAM news ahead. Don't go anywhere.
HCAM is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by the Hopkinton Independent newspaper and online news site. The newspaper reaches 100% of the homes and businesses in town, and the website is updated daily with exclusive Hopkinton content. Readers can receive a daily newsletter and breaking news alerts via email.
Bay Path may have outgrown its space, but not its mission. We need your help to build a new facility that matches our capabilities and dedication. Join us and help ensure we can continue to provide exceptional care and find loving homes for animals for years and years to come. Thank you.
Welcome back to HCAM News. Hiller Sports had a busy week heading into school vacation. Here's a look. On Wednesday, April 23rd, Hiller softball hosted Lincoln Sudbury. LS had a 4-0 lead into the 4th inning. The 0-1, and this is driven in the air right side, and that's going to drop. 1 run is in. Here comes another run, and it's going to be a 2-run double for Nicole Lent. Lincoln Sudbury added 4 more runs and took the win 9-3. Center, that drops in front of the fence. Another run is in, and that's a stand-up double for Sarah Danielson. Hiller softball was right back at it versus Milford on Thursday, April 24th. It was a scoreless pitcher's duel into the 7th inning. Ava Baglioni at the plate. And she's going to drive this one into right field, and another run's going to score. RBI single for Baglioni. Well, Milford has batted around here in the top of the 7th. While it's Driscoll, who pinch hit for Amelia Maloney. As this is driven in the air over to left field, that is going to drop. And it's going to be a ground rule double. Milford plates 5 runs in the 7th and took the win 5-1. Hopkinton falls to 7-3. Milford improves to 4-4. On Monday, April 28th, Hiller Girls Lacrosse hosted Medway. It was a 4-1 Hiller lead heading into the 2nd quarter. It is Mato gets it out in front and ripping it in. Taylor and Durante. Out in front, and a shot and a score, Avery, Quebec. Tarte working Bringing it up, sends it out in front. Shot in. Kendall Tom. Great feed from Interante to Kendall Tom. And she is able to pop it in at 9:15 left to go in the second quarter. Gets it over. Rachel with the shot and the score. Here comes the Hillers. Out in front. Gets it over and another score. A great feed from Caden Rosendale to Kendall Tom. And the Hillers strike once again. They now lead it by 5. Here we go. Working her way in, and just like that, how about another one? Lucy Mado strikes.
Hopkinton outscores Medway 8-2 in the quarter and would end up taking the win 16-11. Hopkinton improves to 6-2. Medway falls to 4-6. Avery Quebec and Kendall Tom both netted 4 goals apiece in the win. Congratulations to Medway captain Ella Taylor, who netted her 100th career goal during the game.
Medway has it. Quickly upfield they go. There's a shot and a score. That's going to be Ella Taylor, the captain. Good score for Ella. That comes at 6:12 left to go. 4-2 game. And we have, I think, a landmark score there for Ella. That's going to be her 100th goal. 100th career goal. Congratulations to Ella Taylor. And we'll stop for a little recognition. Certainly well deserved. 100 goals. That is not easy to get. Very impressive stuff. Congratulations to Ella Taylor.
Also on the busy Monday, April 28th, Hillers softball looked to get back in the win column versus Millis. Hillers led 3-0 heading into the bottom of the 4th. Mike Terosian on the call.
And that one's hit out to left field. And for a base hit, and that's gonna score Rolicky. The pitch. And that's down to shortstop. Shortstop gets trying to get the force out in an error at third. And that error is going to cost 2 runs. And that's going to be a little dinker into shallow center field. And that signal moves everybody home. The Hillers go up 10-0.
Hillers would end up taking the 5-inning Mercy win 13-1. Hillers improved to 8-3 on the season. Ava Davenport, Zoe Levine, Ashley Callery, and Addie Walls all had multiple hits during the game. And last but not least, Hiller baseball was in action on the Hopkinton turf on Monday, April 28th versus Millis. It was a 2-2 game heading into the bottom of the second.
Line up and the pitch. And this is hit in the air. That's going to drop into center field. Here comes one run, a second runner behind him. Throw home, gets away. And advancing to third is going to be Pedroli. And up to second is Ruff. So a nice piece of hitting by Dylan Ruff. An RBI single advances to second on the throw. As this is driven in the air, that's going to drop into right field. One run is in. Here comes another, and we potentially may have a third, and we will have a third run. And that is going to be a 3 RBI triple for Michael Sullivan.
Hillers plate 5 runs in the inning and would end up taking the 9-6 win. Dylan Ruff and Michael Sullivan both went 2 for 3 at the plate and both had 3 RBIs in the win. Hillers improved to 7-3 on the season. Millis falls to 2-6. The Hopkinton Women's Club hosted their annual Meet the Candidates night. Here's a look at the Select Board candidates, which features 3 candidates running for 2 open seats.
Please list all your volunteer positions in town or out, and do you regularly vote in town in presidential elections?
From a volunteer standpoint, I do a lot of running for the Live for Evan charity, and that is the majority of my volunteer work to try to continue to support the charity there. Back in town for probably about 2 years and getting back to voting now. I have not been at either of the town elections. We had our first child around the last one, and I believe the one before was on my honeymoon, so I look forward to getting more involved, and this is my first foray into it.
Thank you. Matthew Kisner?
Sure. So, too low for me. There. Oh, so much better. So for myself, my volunteer work is I'm currently the chair of the Capital Improvements Committee, which I have been for a number of years. This is actually our busy season. I don't know if you're aware, but we're wrapping up the fiscal budget for you all to see at annual town meeting. Don't worry, it's going to go great. No issues or questions, I'm sure. I've been on the committee now for almost 6 years, and I've been the chair for more than half of that, and I was on zoning advisory before that. There is not a single year that I have lived in this community that I have not been a member of the town government, and I'm proud to continue that service tradition regardless of your support in the upcoming election. In terms of voting, boy, if you've been to town meeting, you've seen this face before. I come up, I talk, I have thoughts, and I'm trying to talk to you about numbers, fiscal discipline, capital planning, and a little bit about the philosophy and values in the town. But I think it's fair to describe myself as an active and engaged participant, both as a volunteer and a member of our functioning government at annual town meeting. And I'm absolutely a routine voter in our local and national elections. When able. I, too, have small children who take more of my time than I would like to admit.
Thank you. Jahuda Menon?
Thank you for the question. I'll have to remember all the boards and committees I've served. So since I moved here, right after, I think 6 months or in a year, as soon as I was eligible, I joined the boards, and so did my wife, to the health board. And I've joined the appropriations while managing and overseeing the budget and finance for almost 7 years. Then planning board, then growth study committee, community preservation, school building recently, and now select board for the last 3 years. And I'm happy and proud to be involved in such a great community, and it's been very rewarding. And I also feel like always giving back, so this was a great opportunity. And I believe that it's wonderful that a town like ours runs on volunteers, like everyone here and beyond. And I felt fascinated coming here and seeing that, and immediately joined, and hope to continue with your vote on May 19. Now, in terms of my vote, again, I've been voting pretty much all along. I don't remember missing any. Town vote, state, national, all the votes, attending all the town meetings, and I enjoy it. I think it's a civic responsibility, and as a resident, this is the greatest impact as a resident we can collectively do. Our town meeting is the legislative body of the town. We approve together as neighbors our budget, everything we want to see in our zone, everything we want to see in our town improvement. So it's so critical, and I love doing it, and I hope to get the opportunity to continue doing it. Thank you.
The Hopkinton Center for the Arts recently hosted a land acknowledgement ceremony for the Nipmuc tribe. Here's a look.
We are delighted that we're finally able to have this lovely ceremony. We first want to thank the town of Hopkinton for sponsoring this event. So thank you to Elaine and to Julia and everyone who made this possible for us to do this today. And I also wanted to thank, it was a very wonderfully dedicated team of people, including Maureen Belcher, who works here at the HCAM, Rachel McKenzie, and all of our new friends at the Nipmuc tribe who diligently worked on helping us to write this land acknowledgement and also come up with the ideas for today. It's something that we've been talking about and wanted to do for quite some time, and we're so delighted that the town of Hopkinton, because HCA is really just renting this land for $1 a year to have our space here. It does actually formally belong to the town, and so we're so delighted to be in partnership with them on this land acknowledgement.
Creator, thank you for bringing us together for this time that we will share amongst ourselves. Thank you for allowing us to step on this land where our ancestors were born and where they died. Many of our ancestors' bones and artifacts are still amongst this land. We're finding them every day. Our ancestors are looking down upon us and happy to see us together, stepping upon our land again. So thank you, Manitou. Thank you for allowing us to be here.
In the town we currently call Hopkinton, and some areas of surrounding townships, the established praying town was called Maganguamak, all right? Thank you, Jim. All right. And was likely made up of indigenous populations from the Nipmuc and Massachusetts tribes, sorry. Ultimately, these lands were purchased from the Native Americans and leased out, displacing them once again. What is the purpose of our land acknowledgement? While we are not able to change the past, we can acknowledge the crimes and injustices against the indigenous populations of the United States of America, of the state of Massachusetts, and in the town of Hopkinton.
And I live in Mashpee, and I am an Eastern blanket dancer, which is a greeting style of dance where it's a courtship dance for women to attain a husband. We come from a matriarchal society, so women would choose their husbands of their liking. It reversed now, but I think we can get back to that if we. It'll be your first percussion if anyone's in band. First percussion instrument, and this is what we would use to start off the dance. Hare, hare, and you'll hear sounds that will go. So I'm stepping with the percussion sound. Wait a minute, Tahatin.
On Friday, May 2nd, HCAM hosts the annual Hopkinton Town Election Contested Races Debates. This year's debates features the Board of Assessors at 6:30 p.m., followed by the Select Board debate at 7 p.m. And starting on Monday, May 5th, it's Hopkinton Annual Town Meeting time. HCAM will be live with the annual town meeting at 7 p.m.
Believe it or not, we are out of time for this edition of HCAM News, but don't worry, next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m., we'll be back. For everyone at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. As always, we thank you for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.